Hi everyone.
Hey Sanjeev.
Welcome
Sanjeev.
Bill and Anoj to the happiest city of India, Mysuru. And a warm welcome on behalf of Government of Karnataka to McLaren's and you all here. So it's the first time for you to build here in India and Karnataka?
No, absolutely not. I've been in Mysore in particular before, many years ago, 1997 or 1998. It's been a lot of changes to your city.
Yeah, the
Many improvements.
Connectivity from Bangalore to Mysore the drive was good?
The drive here I was told 3 hours and we made it in under 3 hours, so I thought that was pretty good.
How about you, Anoj?
Oh, Sanjeev, ever since we met and learned about the exciting potential that lies untapped within the tier 2 cities of Karnataka, we couldn't wait to get started. Coming here, we can feel that sense of happiness, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do together, starting up our first Nano GCC right here in Mysore.
Yep, absolutely, and that's make us a smile, a broad smile. I think the last 10 years, India and overall Karnataka has changed a lot. From the tech implementation, tech deployment to the global clients, and emerging tech absorbing into the enterprises level. So today we talk about the AI, the generative AI and everything else. Just to give you a sense of understanding what Karnataka is offering today is 100,000 AI resources in the country from Karnataka.
Wow.
And in fact, the organizations like Boeing, organizations like manufacturing companies, services companies, government using AI. So you have plenty of examples. Few more statistics before I open for you. 1,700 plus startups in AI are operating from Karnataka. 1,700.
Wow.
And they have raised almost roughly around $3 billion plus of investment so far. It's booming up.
Indeed.
How do you see this as from your lens of McLaren's to going forward for your clients, your banking and financial institutions? How do you see Karnataka and India looping in your own growth engine?
Yes, Sanjeev, if you can take that, right? I think we are in exciting times today. And not since the days of the first programming language have we seen such a significant paradigm shift in the way solutions are being built. And this is a point of advantage that can be leveraged by this ecosystem of startups that are coming up. Starting with, the role of a developer or the role of a solution builder has shifted from that of a developer to that of an orchestrator. So what matters today is domain expertise. What matters today is the strength of the idea. Being able to convert that into a meaningful outcome for the customer is something that you've got tool sets and GenAI available. The second part is a startup now can compete with with large teams that are well funded and basically have the same kind of impact that these large teams have, right? But surely driven by the strength of their idea.
Absolutely.
And finally, in terms of opportunities, right? You're seeing opportunities on both planes. In traditional tactical planes, like you mentioned, large companies starting to leverage AI, to what Geoffrey Hinton basically shared a couple of days back. The days of mundane intellectual labor is over. It's going to be replaced by capabilities which these startups can build, and essentially replace what we consider as run-of-the-mill jobs with agents coupled with people that can be 10 times more productive than what the conventional workforce can offer. So exciting times.
Absolutely. Bill, do you agree, disagree?
Nah, I completely agree. This is a totally new paradigm. McLaren is here to help you take advantage of it and to help our clients take advantage of it.
Sanjeev, if I can ask you a question, right? You talked about the workforce that is shaping up, right? And we've learned how the kind of efforts KDEM has put into place on the startup space. How do you see yourself, the KDEM initiatives playing out in uplifting talent, specifically given the advantage GenAI is bringing in?
Thank you. Anoj, I think the strategy that we are looking at threefold. One strategy is, first of all, to see how we can have applications of the AI actually growing up more. So we are setting up a center of excellence on applied AI.
Brilliant.
Not AI development alone. In fact, the AI development started almost 4-5 years back when Karnataka set up the largest AI center of excellence in India called Art Park. From there, we have gone ahead, is to set up a center of excellence on applied AI. So how do we motivate startups to come out, and how do we enhance their commercialization in the market space? Could be government, could be enterprises, could be MSMEs, could be anybody. So that's a one layer of initiative. The second layer of initiative is we recently come out with a local economy accelerator program. That means how do we accelerate the local economy beyond Bangalore, right? And what will happen? So we're putting together institutions, the incubation centers across the state on deep tech, putting up a fund on deep tech.
Brilliant.
Right?
Right.
And bringing some sort of a world-class infrastructure and mentorships available for them. And finding out the local challenges and problems to be resolved, right? Both by the MSMEs and enterprises, including government problems. Bring that up. And the third level is to boost up the academic institutions on the journey of AI curriculums, right? And to be very frank with you, this is like us changing as fast as we talk, right? So, we need to have industry partnerships with the academic institutions in a very strong manner. Fortunately, what I see today is that academic institutions are very active for that, hungry, and industry have not changed the game. It's not about campus hiring, it's about campus partnerships. And this is a very shift that we see today. In fact, most of my GCCs in Karnataka are looking at, hey, how can I partner with the academic institutions from a year one level itself, rather than at a 7th semester or 8th semester. So all these three initiatives we are trying to boost that up, amplify with our policies, with our partnership with industry, creating center of excellences, putting our funds together on the table, and design this ecosystem strong.
That's very exciting. In fact, Sanjeev, you hit on something very important, which is finding what problems can you solve. And of course, there are a lot of open opportunities in the local ecosystem. And as a company that's working with some of the largest global banks, we do have a front row seat on some of these emerging areas. What is the best way for us to partner with the capabilities that you're building here so that we can quickly work together and start creating capabilities for the broader global community, specifically in BFSI as well as in other verticals?
Absolutely. One statistics, the India's top 7 banks were originated from state of Karnataka, the largest banks. So that means that genetically, the banking and financial and insurance segment, BFSI, there's something in the DNA. The largest number of unicorns born in the fintech areas anywhere in India is in Karnataka. More than 10 unicorns born on fintech from here in the state of Karnataka, right? All the global financials and banking and services companies have their GCC operation here, largest, more than 40%. This ecosystem, and parallel with McLaren's coming with the front row of the problem statement, and the beautiful design ecosystem of talent and the startups hungry to solve some problems, I think this recipe is the most beautiful recipe that can be made available on the table, right? So for me, if I see McLaren's to find out, hey, this problem statement of my financial institution can be tested in some environment, can be solved by some of the players within the organizations or the ecosystem players in the state. Is there anybody who's doing something different type of or similar type of work on this field? You will find all answers coming up together. And that's the one which will add value to your business.
Yes, quite exciting. Can't wait to see this in action.
It's a very powerful combination. We believe that the financial services knowledge, domain knowledge that's part of your DNA is going to be one of the key differentiators to being successful with Gen AI in the banking space. That is, it's not just technology. It's really going to be the domain expertise required to propel the way forward, get the real gains of AI.
Bill, I have a question to you, Bill. You have seen the multiple continents of the world, right? Are you really crazy about India and the India talent and India opportunity?
Absolutely. Been working with teams in India since, I don't know, probably 30 years. Been very successful. Originally, it was mostly technology. Over the years, the bank that I worked for started moving business functions here, operations functions here. That started to bring in financial services, you're most successful if you understand both the banking side, whether it be regulations or just ways of doing things, along with the technology. That partnership is very, very important within an individual. And I've seen India and the capabilities here grow over all those years as more investment was made and more trust was as people move the business.
I know it's a difficult question. You can smile and don't answer to me. Smile with acknowledgement also. So maybe in 2 years you will be 5,000 people in Karnataka.
5,000. For McLaren?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes, just smile. I think it should be.
Yeah,
Amen.
absolutely. Absolutely. But 5,000, if you think about it, 5,000 Gen AI powered, let's say, people, domain understanding, and technology understanding will get 50,000 people's worth of work done.
Yes.
So there's a good side to it. There's a little scary side to it as well.
It is indeed, and I think this question is coming up across all the tables about responsible AI and what we should do together, the industry and the government. What do you guys think? It should be regulated, not regulated? What is your view?
Financial services in general is very regulated, and I think we've seen from the crisis over the decades that it needs to be regulated. I think the regulators maybe haven't been as deeply passionate or curious about technology in the past, but that is definitely going to have to change now. They're going to have to understand how these decisions are made. They're going to have to understand why, given one set of data, a machine may come to one conclusion or another. I think they're going to have to mandate a machine-person collaboration. We've been automating things in the financial services industry for a long time, trading, for example. We always had somebody involved in the middle of it, and a kill switch. Right, so you could stop it. That's all going to be necessary. That's all going to be necessary moving forward.
Yeah, in fact, on that note, and I'd say what we see that AI and Gen AI in general brings to the broader capability set is just a multiplier effect of what we've already been doing, right? So it doesn't fundamentally change how we do it. It just makes it faster, a lot more efficient, and make it accessible to a broader set of the community. So from that point of view, we'd say regulations do continue, explainability and other elements do come in from a model standpoint, but as far as the innovation aspect goes, we do not believe there should be any regulations that limits the use or advancement of the technology itself. And that's been a hard stance that we've taken with our customers as well.
No, I completely agree. I think all of us from an industry or a regulator or a citizens need to expose and learn more things first and then talk about regulations, right? Regulations should be more like safeguarding you for sure, your interest of the defense mechanism for a citizen, to a country or to the business, but should be looked at more of a positive catalyst. how do you grow this technology into the more of, let's say today it is 5 or 6% penetrating in the enterprises market space. That means 93% market space is still available, booming. So as soon as we exceed experience, and I think naturally something will come as a boundary, something will come as a moral ground, something will come as the policy intervention. It will come naturally. Shall we jump on today? My personal view, we should not. It's not an official view. It's my personal view, we should not. We should wait and look at and then design the responsible AI from an individual to the society and to the larger enterprises.
Absolutely. In fact, Sanjeev, if I could shift gears, there was a concept that you had actually discussed with us which completely caught our imagination. And coming from the startup world myself, I've seen the level of capital efficiency Indian startups bring, the kind of frugal innovation that they create from ground up. And large enterprises have been missing out on this, right? Typically, when you start thinking in terms of global competency centers, these are large, highly, these are initiatives that have got large capital investments, long ramp-up times. ROI comes in quite late in the game, right? You kind of surprised us with a very novel concept that allows you to get this level of innovation and agility that startups have today in the large enterprise space. You called it the Nano GCC. Can you tell us a little more about how our customers can take advantage?
Let me just take you a little bit background on this. We have been fortunate that to experience the GCC concept from 1987, almost reaching to almost 4 decades there. This learning curve has given us an understanding about the maturity of the GCCs going up. In fact, Karnataka has been defining the next level of maturity curve for the GCCs, right? It started from offshoring back offices towards now more of an IP creation, creating business environments, business model, now creating the global leadership operating from Bangalore and running the global business. They sit here and operate. So it's very different levels of maturity we have gone into. But that was limited to the larger enterprises. When we see the Fortune 2000 or Fortune 5000 companies, the mid-market, they are a little scary. They have not exposed themselves to a global market access also. They don't have business here. They don't have a client here, right? And they are not as process-oriented organizations as the larger enterprises are. So then how do we give them an opportunity to test what India offers to them? What's the question mark? Can they come in a big way and set up? No, they're not ready. They're a little scared about it. But they're looking at those innovations which is happening around and they want to experiment that. So how do we enhance that value? And hence the concept of Nano GCC came into place. Now let's bring out a testing bed for an organization which has never tested some sort of an offshore to some extent, right? How do we create that? Offshore could be purely process one offshore, or offshore could be innovation-led offshore, right? So how do we do that? So we said mixed together. And we create what sort of a Nano GCC concept, where we say, hey, enterprises, you don't know India. You don't want to put up your big amount of dollars onto the table and put together and say, surprise later on. We will work with you to make you walk through it. So let's say you want to put up a 50 people team to test. Okay, no infra, we'll give you the infra. We'll find out infra for you. Talent, we'll find out a talent for you. You run it for a year or 2 years, run it yourself, or you want to partner with some academic institution. You want to partner with some local small organization, a talent provider organization. Build on the third party basis and then later on transfer to that level. So all these multiple models, we said we'll start and we promote this in a very big way. So we created this concept called Nano GCC. So between 50 and 100 people team, you can set up anywhere. Then we come on top of this to support you with surroundings. Surroundings is we are there to support you from your compliance. We are there to support you from your talent perspective. Even the policy cash benefits which can be given to them to sustain minimize their cost. Once they test the success of that, they get a confidence, oh, I think I can run a full-fledged one process or one part of my organization or one business vertical from India. And we need partners for that. Yeah. So those organizations, our reach will be limited. We need more partners. BFSI is a big segment. Who can be the best partner? Let McLaren be the big partner for us. Design with us in terms of how do we create this model. We have laid down certain fundamentals on the table. We can stitch a story together. So that's the concept on which it came from. and now it's going forward as a GCC, Nano GCC model.
That's a very exciting concept, and we are looking forward to partnering with you. Bill, what do you see as potential challenges as we start scaling this with some of our large customers?
Technology infrastructure is always a challenge. The biggest challenge I think our big customers face, though, is their data silos. They've built up these silos over the years, so they can't efficiently use all the data that they have, and these are very, very significant projects to start integrating all that data. And as we've talked to clients, a few of them have admitted it's like, my data is not ready to go yet. There's problems still with the technology too, right? There's hallucinations. The technology has to improve, as you were saying before. We need to go slow and clear up a lot of the problems. In financial services, I'll go back to the regulations as well. They really need to be put in place so those guardrails are clear. That's from the external. And internally, there needs to be guardrails inside for how the companies, again, large companies, are going to leverage the models and understand exactly how the client is going to see that.
Look, we discussed about a model put together, right? And I just laid down that, what is it looking at it. Mm-hmm. From Bill's point of view, there are two levels of security which it needs to look. Third is the compliance. Yeah. Security of data security, mm-hmm. because of the client's NDAs that you have signed and etc. And the second part is the physical security, right? And if organizations like us and organizations like McLaren is very great in terms of understanding how the data security can be put in place for the clients. And then put together a team who can develop, and when team is out, the data is completely safe and secure. On top of this, if organizations like us and our partner organizations can give you the physical security as well, right? Which makes sure that there's a soundproof access available for you, all surveillance matters are there, proper backups are available for you to provide that, and 24/7 services are available for you. That will become a fantastic combination. And if this can be looked into from a premises where the supply of the innovation leaders, the supply of the talent on those part is at the next door, then it becomes much more easy and fruitful, right? So the person is there and available, your client's data is safe and secure, is physically done, right? And top of this, government is supporting you to ensure that your client success is our client success, right? Meaning of that, right?
Yes.
So if they fail by any chance, then it means this model is not going to work out. Mm-hmm. So we need to work very closely with you with day in and day out to ensure that you're successfully delivering to this. That's, Anoj, the model that we're looking at it. Are you excited with that model?
Oh, yes. And Sanjeev, if I put it this way, right? What you just proposed is a templated approach that basically systematizes how we bring in a large enterprise customer, ensures there is data security, there is physical security, there is IP, and all other core elements that are considered sacred and core to the organization is managed within the context of a Nano GCC. And then into this context, you're able to bring in opportunities, problem statements, innovation elements, which can then be converted into value that gets returned back to the customer without compromising any of the enterprise constraints or the regulatory constraints, Bill, that you were alluding to. In fact, we'd love to jump in on this, and we, in the true spirit of Agile, would love to, fail fast and figure out what we learn in the process.
Exactly.
If I would put it this way, we're ready to start 2 of these initiatives as targeted efforts, partnering with a couple of our customers, to essentially showcase how this model can scale. And we'll start with a small 8 to 16-person, 2-pizza team, and then based on how we're able to demonstrate the success from these Nano GCCs, scale it up to higher numbers.
Yeah.
And pretty soon, as you said, in a couple of years, we should be hitting that 5,000 number.
Yeah. Serving 50,000 potential members.
Indeed. Indeed.
Absolutely. We are extremely excited about this, Bill. And we would like to work closely with you to make this model real. I just want to be aware about that any model that we work upon, it's still on a paper. When we start executing, we'll find actually the, some of the tough that we need to win, right? Be prepared for that. Because I'm telling you, I'm with you for this. So we'll walk, we'll solve. It will, some problem will solve quickly, some problem will take a little bit more time, but we'll walk and we'll make this workable model for you, which you can replicate in many parts of the.
McLaren values grit, so resiliency and grit. We're in there with you. We will work hard and keep doing it.
Absolutely. And Karnataka has been very pioneer in terms of doing experimentations of different models. Right. So today when I see the larger part of the country replicating the models, we feel very proud and very happy. At least we're contributing for it. Likewise, maybe this will be another example that will showcase that how it works actually. Right. And it's not, he's talking about 8 to 16, he's making 8 as a combination of a team to 16 to 32, and likewise it works.
Yeah, that's right.
I like
he's
this.
Very binary, yes.
Absolutely. So we're looking at somewhere around 64 team to be quickly ramp up in our locations, and we can officially say this is a Nano GCC because 50 plus is what we call a Nano GCC. So we just want to make sure that we are reaching that number quickly. And start with a couple of locations experiment, because every location will have its own different learning curve, right? So Mysore could be one location, Bangalore could be second location, Hubli could be third location. We'll experiment. There's an amazing academic institutions are there. Well, I know our time is getting up, but yes, Anoj.
It's been an absolute pleasure and a breath of fresh air, getting to work with you, Sanjeev, personally. You've been a guide at the same time. You've also been a visionary, helping us scale the plans that we have started working on with respect to our India leadership here. And we look forward to working closely with you as we start this journey together to ramp up that Nano GCC.
A real pleasure, Sanjeev. Yeah.
Absolute pleasure is mine. Honor is here. And again, once again, Government of Karnataka is looking forward to work with you to ensure that you are successful and you become our brand ambassadors to across the continents.
Absolutely. Looking forward.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.
Nice evening.